The global oil crisis has intensified ever since Russia officially announced Ukraine invasion. Russia accounts for nearly 10% of the world's total supplies, and in response to the unilateral military action on Ukraine territory, numerous sanctions have been imposed by some of the Western nations on Russian oil trade, restricting the purchase of Russia's flagship Urals crude oil. As per the recent data from energy analytics firm Vortexa, nearly 62 million barrels of Urals crude oil are sitting in vessels at sea. Not only the US and Ukraine, but the European Union is also considering an embargo on Russian oil. This entire fiasco has created a threat of global energy crisis currently. The world is facing a major oil supply crisis as most companies are afraid to invest in the sector because of the green energy pressure. Additionally, a ramp up of the fuel demand from the aviation sector to the pre-pandemic level could further intensify the crisis. The subdued demand from China due to ongoing COVID-19 restrictions would not last long as the authorities plan to ease lockdowns in Shanghai. This will eventually boost energy demand in the near term. Furthermore, Saudi Arabia has faced numerous calls from the US to boost output and expand production capacity as soon as possible to combat the energy crisis. One can observe a dramatic irony unfolding in the form of this energy crisis. While the world is reeling under an energy crisis, Russian crude oil cargoes are floating at sea with no set destinations. Conclusively, the current situation has become a double-edged sword for the global economy. Increased energy demand after the pandemic and tight supplies have resulted in crude oil prices shooting up to multi-year highs, which, along with record high inflation numbers, has been weighing heavily on economies across the globe. At the same time, the world is hesitating to buy cheap Russian Urals oil to avoid the war funding against Ukraine. Purchasing crude oil at higher prices is denting nations' economic growth. For more information, take a look at our website, kalkinemedia.com. I'm Rose Jacobs. Thanks for joining us.